Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I want to walk you guys through my very first Seething Shore at high MMR for the expansion. If you guys didn't know, Seething Shore was added into the RBG map rotation as a new map in Battle for Azeroth. So Seething Shore, it's not crazy complicated, but each party or each team starts in a flying ship, and then you jump off the ship in a parachute, similar to Fortnite or PUBG or any of these games like that, Battle Royale games, and you collect these 3 nodes that are on the map. So if I bring up my map again, I'll go ahead and pause it right here. And right now there's 3 nodes, and these 3 nodes, when you collect one, a new third one will spawn a few seconds later, maybe 30 seconds later. And then there's pretty much always 3 nodes, and then you get 100 Azerite for each node collected. The first team to 1500 wins, and the node is a cap, right? It's not like a turnover based on how many people are standing there, but it is a cap. So you have to cap the node by right-clicking on it for, I think, 6 seconds, so you can CC cap the nodes. You can also spin the nodes, and yeah, this is new RBG map in rotation. This actually came out, Seething Shore came out a while ago, but this is the first time it's been in RBGs. They didn't actually add it to the map rotation until BFA launched. So right away, guys, we are at the 2 closer nodes here on Seething Shore. So when I jumped, we had most of our team go to the 2 closer nodes. So there's usually, there's 3 nodes, and then there's usually 2 nodes that are closer to one another, and those are the nodes that you really want your team to keep an eye on, right? Because those are the nodes that are closer together, so you want to be able to team fight, wipe the team, and then get both nodes. Right away, we did end up getting one of those so far, and we're fighting for that second one. And then right away, the enemy team actually did get the other far node away from us. So they sent a player or 2. We only sent 1. They were able to kill our player and actually get that node. So that's kind of the trade-off there, right? Is that if you are sending a lot of your team to just 1 or 2 of the nodes, then you might lose that free node out in the corner of the map. Now all 3 nodes are actually pretty close to each other, and as this third one starts to spawn here, I'm making my way towards it, not necessarily to get it, but just to spin, right? There's a Demon Hunter on my team already fighting over there, and a Warrior on his way there as well. I'm getting pretty low here, so I do hop into the ice block and kind of wait for my healers, wait for my team to come and pick me back up. And a lot of this team fight, guys, is not about killing the enemy, as much about spinning the node and making sure, this is key, making sure that you are in an advantageous position at the node, which means if they have 5 people there and you have 3 people there, keep it like that. Don't go for kills. Just make sure you have a 3 versus 5 person advantage, so that in the other nodes, there are 7 of your teammates and only 5 of theirs, so then you should be able to get the other nodes. So you have to realize each node, some nodes you are trying to get, and some nodes you are trying to stall, and you should know that right away. I am just trying to spin this node. We're not trying to kill. We're just trying to keep people here, and that is a perfect example of this. I'm a Frost Mage. I have slows. This guy's trying to break out. I'm keeping him here by keeping him slowed with Frostbolt, keeping him slowed with Cone of Cold, making sure he can't break out. Guess what? My Druid is up at this node actually capping it, right? If Druid's actually capping that node, we're keeping everyone slowed here. Boom. We can begin to take the lead or take an advantage, right? Whereas if we were just trying to kill that, Druid breaks out, he spins the other node, we might actually lose that one. So what I'm trying to do here is making sure that no one can break out, keep them all here, and just spin the node. Make sure that they aren't able to cap it while we have less people here than they do. Now we only have 2 people here defending the node. It's just me and a priest. And they have, I think, Shaman and Warrior. So now it's a 2v2. So now they actually have 3. They have a DK, a Warrior, and a Shaman. So once again, we still don't need to cap if we don't want to quite yet, because we are in an advantageous position. We have less people than they do. If we bring more and more people over, that is when we want to begin to just kill them and then take the node. Because then, if we have more people and they have less, we don't want them to do what we were just doing and spin. We actually need to focus fire the healers, kill the healers, then kill the DPS, cap the node, and move on, right? We don't want to just sit here with, say, 6, 7, 8 people at the node and not get the node, because then we're, using our, if you think of players as resources, we're using too many of our resources and not getting anything in return, right? If we have a ton of people on a node, we should be getting that node. all right? And if we aren't getting the node, let's have less people, and then just spin the node and have other people get other nodes, right? So that's kind of the whole objective of the map. And I really think that fighting in between the two nodes that are closer together as a general team fight, and then having more mobile classes break out to that third node, Moonkins, Demon Hunters, Rogues, is a very, very good strategy. And then having your slower classes, maybe like a Warlock, Shaman, Priest, maybe even Mage or whatever, sit at the two nodes, team fight, and either have a node that you're going for or a node that you're spinning in each circumstance. Now the nodes are a little bit further away. You can actually mount up and run to them. And there's two nodes that are spawned, and it's like a similar thing here. I can go to this node down there that I was just looking at and try to team fight, or I can go to this node and do what we were just doing and be a Frost Mage. Make sure no one peels out. That's what I'm trying to do here. TK's running in. I'm trying to sheep him off his mount. Moonkid's running in, and they unfortunately did stop my Rogue from trying to cap. What I attempted to do was to slow everybody so my Rogue could just cap, but they kind of fell down from the sky with their parachutes. By the way, if you die, you go back into the ship, and then you res from that ship, and then you jump down in a parachute, and you can land anywhere on the map once again, which is a very interesting way to actually die and then re-res. That's an interesting mechanic, which I actually like, I think. But in the meantime here, we're just kind of spinning. There's 3 of us at this node, and there's 4 or 5 of them. So definitely not the worst situation here. 2 Warlocks actually from our team just made it here as well. So we could actually start to focus fire and kill them now that we have more players at the node. We have a ton of Warlock dot pressure, and Warlocks, guys, are not great in arenas right now, but are doing incredible in RBGs just because of the insane spread pressure that they have right now as Affliction. I haven't really seen too much of Demo or Destro in RBGs yet. It could be okay, but I just haven't really seen it at a super high level. But a lot of the times, as far as group composition, we're seeing a Warrior, an Ellie, Warlocks, Moonkins, Demon, and a Rogue, Mage, maybe as a flavor here or there, and then as healers, we're seeing like 1 or 2 Disc Priest, and then Monk and Druid are also performing pretty well. I don't think Resto Shaman's that insane. The enemy team does have a Resto Shaman, though, so maybe I could be wrong on that one. We did end up wiping them at that other node, which is great, and we're actually up 700 to 200 now, so we got the last previous couple nodes, and they haven't gotten any, so we're doing a great job at that defensive spinning, along with that offensive actually killing them when we can, and then guaranteeing those next nodes. Channeling the Ray of Frost Priest finally goes down. Trying to gather this node here, but the Moonkin just keeps spinning me. He's doing a great job making sure I actually don't get that node. Fear's coming out, a bunch of CC's coming out, but another Priest actually finds his way here. So once again, we're not really able to cap this. We have a Demon Hunter, Warlock, Mage, Druids. We have 4 people at the node. Looks like they only have 3, so they're actually doing a good job of kind of keeping us here, and we're not really killing them quite yet. So we need to really focus fire the enemy healer, which in this case is the Priest, and take out the Priest and then kill the rest of their team to actually cap this node. Looks like we might eventually do that. Priest is taking a lot of damage. His Rapture cooldown is up, keeping him sustained for now. But as soon as that Rapture fades, there's the kick, drain live, boom, he does go down. Now it's just Moonkin and Warrior. So now we want to try to kill, well, either both of them or CC cap. By the way, this add-on I'm using over here is Battleground Enemies. You can find it on the Twitch app or just any other, I think it's on Curse, which is now Twitch or whatever. But you can download that. It is also in my add-ons folder that'll have linked down below. But the add-on does show trinkets, right? So it's really, really, really good to see if the enemy team has a trinket. If they don't have a trinket, you can just poly them and cap, right? Which is kind of what we were attempting to do here. But now the Shaman is back. So we killed one Priest, we killed the other Priest. Now the Shaman's here. So now we're trying to kill the Shaman as well. And like I said, guys, if we're here too long and just trying to fight, it's not really worth it. But if we're getting these fast kills, it's definitely worth it if we can actually manage to kill the Shaman and then cap this node. But on our off nodes, we're actually gone up 2 more in the meantime. So my team's doing a great job of actually securing the rest of these nodes as well. Now Shaman trinketed, so we could just poly and cap, but something breaks my polymorph, and it looks like we actually aren't able to fully get that, which is quite unfortunate even after 3 sheeps. We really should have been able to get that after 3 sheeps, but since we didn't, we're going to throw out some more damage. So with the orb, the flurry, the ice lance, and boom, he goes down. By the way, as far as specialization in this battleground, I'm playing just my normal spec, what you would expect from my guide that I recently put out, or the Mage breakdown that I recently put out. The same exact thing in RBGs. I am playing Frigid Winds, not Ring of Frost, for that extra Frost slow, which is very, very annoying for the enemy team. I am playing Ebon Bolt and everything else that you would expect, Comet Storm, Ice Nova. I don't know if this is going to be the ultimate RBG spec. However, I've been testing with some more stuff like Splitting Ice, some more Iceland, varying builds. Also, I've been trying Thunderous Blast traits versus Whiteout traits, and I could see a different build kind of arising. I think this build works okay, but the damage, you're just not doing much damage, right? And then if you're like, okay, so why do you bring a Mage if you're not doing much damage? 2 reasons, really. Maybe kind of 3. But the first is Arcane Intellect. The first and the major reason you would bring a Mage is Arcane Intellect. Gives everyone on your team 10% more Intellect, and that is incredible. We have an Ellie, we have a Moonkin, we have 3 healers, we have 2 Warlocks. Arcane Intellect, guys, 10% more into all of them is insane, right? That's like another on-use trinket always up for our whole team. Like, it's really, really, really good to have that Arcane Intellect. So the main reason you bring a Mage, Arcane Intellect, right? A second reason you bring a Mage is the slows, the Blizzard slows. You can consistently keep the enemy team 65% slow if you keep that Blizzard down or that Orb down, and that is really, really, really good for control. And that third reason is just you have things like Polymorph, you have things like Big Burst, you have that bursting control like what you bring to Arena, but there's classes that probably do that a little bit better than Mage anyway, so that's not a major reason. But the major reason you bring Mage and RBG, Intellect, and Blizzard. Now, is it really worth to bring someone in that slot? I don't know yet. The RBG metagame and the RBG scene hasn't developed fully to a point where, like, okay, the best group comp is X, Y, and Z, kind of how we've seen it in the past, but it's still evolving, and it evolves rather slowly a lot of the times, especially on NA, but it will eventually come to a point where it's like, okay, this is what we should be playing, and this is the perfect group composition, etc., etc. I've barely survived their 1% life, using that temporal shield to heal me back up, running back into my druid, trying to survive. But guys, we are 3 players here spinning a node with 4 right now. They have Shaman, Warrior, Moonkin, and another Moonkin. So they have 4 players. We have 3. We only have 2 now. They still have 4. So I'm just doing my best job to spin the node, right? We're at 1,400 out of 1,500. We just need 1 more node. If I can just keep them here and keep spinning the node, we're basically, like I said at the start of this game, keeping all their resources into that 1 node when they're not actually getting it. And my team's called out they're going to get this other node, so we're looking like we're in an okay position. This is what happens when you die, by the way. You go into the boat, you have that 30-second res timer. Once you spawn, you can actually jump off. You have 4 little parachutes to launch you to any part of the map that you pretty much want to go to, which is actually pretty nice because you can help your team anywhere after a res. Like, directly after a res, you can pretty much help your team anyway. Go onto my little zebra here, jump up, and I think the match is going to end here pretty shortly once my team caps this next node, and there it is. MMR, actually, we're sitting a little over 3K. This team was about 2,600, so we actually had a pretty solid matchup versus them. Slowly climbing up that RBG CR myself. I can wait for the damage breakdown after this gets off my screen. Oh, the recording actually stopped, but the damage breakdown is usually something like Warlock's on top, Moonkin's a little bit after that, and then me and the Rogue kind of at the bottom, Ellie, Shaman maybe a little bit above us. So that's kind of the damage breakdown, but Seething Shore, guys, there it is. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, the Seething Shore breakdown, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. I've been playing a lot of RBGs recently, really enjoying them in the new expansion. So if you guys want to see more RBGs, definitely be sure to let me know. Thumbs video down if you do not like RBGs, you don't like this type of video, and you never want to see it again, so I know not to upload this again. Talk to me down below in the comments of what you guys want to see for next time, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next upload.